just wanted to introduce a few of my really close friends to you from Poland. So why don't you ladies introduce yourselves?
So, hi, I'm Ola, and yeah, I know Talia for almost 2 years.
Mm-hmm. How did we meet? Do you remember?
Church, I remember I was in our cafeteria, and some lady was talking with Talia, and she was like, Ola, come, I want you to meet someone. And she was telling me what she's doing also in Poland, but what studies did she finish? And I didn't understand what she was saying about her studies, and I was remembered just yeah, that's so nice.
We have known for 2 years almost as well.
Yeah.
And I just remember that my friend introduced me you at church as well.
Mm-hmm.
And on the next day, or I don't know, just right after, you texted me and invited over for the Bible study.
The Bible study really brought all three of us together, which was kind of fun. Ola, I feel like feria affects you more than it affects Zuzia and I. So do you mind explaining a little bit about what feria is?
Oh yeah, feria is a winter break. It's like a holidays in summer, but in in winter. And why Talia said that it touches me more than them, it's because I have a little brother. He's 11, so he has feria at school. So basically, it is a time of the period of 2 weeks where kids have free time. There is no school and people just travel, and it's very funny because it's not at the same time in whole Poland, but it goes in around in a circle. So like the first part of Poland, then another, so it goes from, it's January and February basically for 2 months actually. It ends in February.
Yeah, it's very true. And it's similar to Canada. We have March break, or in the United States you have spring break, but that's only 1 week. So in Poland they have a 2-week break, usually the end of January, beginning of February. And there's another very special day, especially to us. We love this day in Poland. Zuzia, can you explain a little bit about this other day?
Yes, definitely. I love this holiday as well. And I'm gonna be funny now. Every February, Poland goes nuts for donuts.
That's true.
Basically, donut is a pastry. It's a sweet round pastry made out of lard, eggs, wheat flour, and loads of sugar as a topping or the glaze. It's containing the rose preserve. It's the traditional way of doing pączki.
Everybody eats pączki.
This is how you pronounce the singular form.
Oh, look at you!
Egg.
Pączek is one donut, one pączek.
Check.
And there is the plural form. Pączki.
Pączki! That's awesome!
Okay. Pączki.
Pączki! Yeah, so the next thing I wanted to talk about quickly was there was an evangelism event that happened in February with one of the organizations that is in our city called Steiger. Now, Zuzia and I both went to this event at different times, so I thought it would be interesting for both of us to share a little bit about our experience at the event and how that was.
They did a city outreach event, and also they broadcast the Polish premiere of the movie called Crazy Loud Love, and it's about it details the story of the singer of the metal band called The Corn.
Part of the thing that I was involved in during this event, I was able to go into the dorms and go door to door, knocking and just talking to different people and asking questions about where they're at, how things are going, and ask them questions about their faith. So we did that for probably about, 2 or 3 hours. It was really awesome though to be able to actually go into the dorms and to meet students in that way, in a little bit of a different setting. Let's talk about coronavirus, COVID-19 in Wrocław. What has that been like for you? What are your feelings about it?
Well, it's changed my life a lot right now because I am a student, and it's the year of my bachelor degree. So I was supposed to have exams on one date, but now they are switching it because we have only online classes, and nobody was prepared for that, especially teachers. So they're learning how to teach. So that's, I believe that is hard for them. So everything is going a little bit slower. It's just very different. So that is the biggest change for me. Well, but about my feelings, well, I'm very aware of the situation, and I think it's very serious. But at the same time, I know that we have life in God, and we have hope in Him. So I just try to act very responsible, but not to be scared or frightened.
So it's just changed how we interact with each other, and I think it really forces us to be intentional about the relationships that we have, and it really helps us to appreciate those people that we do have in our lives even more now.
I definitely am at peace, and because I know that God can in every time at one moment just stop everything and let everything go back to reality. I guess it's he wants us to understand some things, and I believe that it's a big moment for the church, especially when the believers need to show how persistent they are and in the situation, and how they need to show their confidence and patience. And also it's a very good moment to share the gospel and for non-believers to turn to God. And also I guess that our faith is being tested right now, and how we behave as Christians in this difficult moments like this one. What I can say, the virus is not the most struggle right now. I think that the fear which reigns in people's hearts is the biggest problem.
Yeah, as you were talking, I was just reminded of a passage in Deuteronomy 8, Deuteronomy 8:2, that says, "Remember how the Lord your God led you all the way in the wilderness for the 40 years. This was to humble you and to test you in order to know what was in your heart, whether or not you would keep his commands and your faith." And I think that, like, what you said is so true. In this time, this is when we should be strengthening our relationship with God and actually growing in that, and as Christians encouraging one another and reaching out to our communities. And yeah, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't know what the next few months are going to bring, but we also have hope and faith that God is going to bring us through this. And this is a test from God. This is something that's going to push us and bring a lot of people out of their comfort zone. But that's okay. And hopefully we as Christians are able to grow and learn through this experience instead of be afraid and shy away.
Grzegorz Brzęczyszczykiewicz.
Leży Jerzy na wieży i nie wierzy, że na drugiej wieży leży dużo jeży. Tada!
Minutes later.
I know you both know this one, but I figured this would be a good one to start with. So it's she sells seashells by the seashore.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
Nicely done. Ola, you have a tongue twister for me now?
Of course I do. Trzy wszy, szły wszy, wszy, kupa, trzy, trzy. Trzy wszy, szły wszy, wszy, kupa, trzy wszy.
Usually I add 3 prayer requests at the end of each of my blogs just to kind of let people know the best ways to be praying for us. So I thought it would be kind of fun, since there's 3 of us, if each of us could share a prayer request. So prayer request for me right now is, that health remains a priority, just prayers that I would be wise in these next few months, but also just the uncertainty of, I don't really know for sure what's going to happen over the next few months for me. So just prayers for peace, and that God would guide me to exactly where I'm supposed to be, and that we would be able to still reach our community, and we would still be able to do evangelism even though we're doing it from a different setting. So just prayers for wisdom and perseverance in that would be amazing.
My prayer request is asking God for the patience and faith among the people, in this situation, so that they won't let the fear to overwhelm them and conquer their hearts.
I would say that for wisdom for our government, because they are confused. And of course for protection, but mostly protection of heart.
Well, thank you ladies for joining me today as I'm updating everyone in Canada. So, do widzenia, pa, do zobaczenia.
Right.
Cześć!
Until next time.